news program on Azərbaycan Televiziya with the major developments of the day. I'm Ilham. President İlham received in a video format Rafiq Jalilov due to his appointment as head of Cəlilabad District Executive Authority and Rəşad Tağıyev due to his appointment as head of Şəmkir District Executive Authority.
Emphasizing that great confidence has been shown to the new heads of the executive authorities of Cəlilabad and Şəmkir regions, President İlham noted that in recent years a lot had been done for socio-economic development in both regions. As part of state investment programs, major infrastructure projects, gas, electricity and water supply, land reclamation projects were realized. Concrete steps had been taken to build medical, sports, educational institutions, thereby creating the framework for the successful development of the districts. The other side noted that all this work had been done at the expense of the state budget and on his instructions within the framework of approved state programs for the socio-economic development of regions. When appointing the heads of the executive power in Cəlilabad and Şəmkir regions, I instructed them that you will resolve the remaining issues. The main work has been done, an excellent foundation has been laid. You need to work so that the citizens are satisfied with you and the development of the districts proceeds at a high pace. Show initiative, attract investors, create conditions for entrepreneurs. But unfortunately, in real life, we see the exact opposite, President İlham said, stressing that for serious miscalculations, violations, facts of bribery and corruption, the former heads of the executive power of both Cəlilabad and Şəmkir regions were brought to criminal responsibility. The other side stressed that today everyone can see that no one can stand above the law, that everyone is equal before the law. No one has and cannot have immunity. Noting that he makes these recommendations by appointing all government officials, President İlham emphasized that in recent years, many high-ranking officials, heads of local and central executive bodies, as well as former senior officials, ministers, heads of executive power, have been brought to criminal responsibility. Everyone should know that no one can escape responsibility. I have repeatedly spoken about this. I want to say it again today, to tell you and all other officials, if they don't give up these dirty deeds in their work, they will face the same fate, President İlham said, noting that now in many investigative materials it is indicated that the heads of the executive power of several districts receive bribes even from representatives of the most socially vulnerable strata. To reduce the unemployment rate in particular, taking into account the current crisis situation in the world, the socio-economic crisis, the period of the pandemic, on my initiative, about 100,000 paid public jobs were opened for the most sensitive groups where wages were equal to the minimum wage. They felt that these people did not even deserve this. They kept their payment cards in the offices and withdrawn money from them. How can you be so shameless, said the head of state, and stressed that the humanitarian aid sent by the Heydər Əliyev Foundation to families in need of support and social protection was also appropriated by some officials. Everyone has already understood that a government official should be a model. The prosperity of people on the ground, their convenience depends on the work of a government officials. They should be with the citizens at all times. This recommendation also always occupies a special place among my recommendations. I tell you too that you should be among people, maintain constant contact with them, live by their concerns and try to help them as much as possible. President İlham said, stressing that many of our regions no longer receive subsidies. We will take necessary steps to develop each district. The completion of the main infrastructure projects does not mean that we will stop providing this financial and material support, the head of state added, noting that tender procedures were grossly violated not only in Cəlilabad and Şəmkir regions, but also in other regions. President İlham stressed that the winners of tenders are usually companies close to some heads of executive power or their deputies. The other side said that if there were no facts of corruption, bribery, then our state budget would grow, our opportunities would expand. This is the 9th month of the year. Thanks to transparency, as a result of reforms, a surplus has formed in the state budget, a significant part of which we're again spending on social protection of people, President İlham emphasized. The other side also touched upon the need to attract both local and foreign investments to the regions and create opportunities for entrepreneurs. An entrepreneur who wants to work in a number of cases faces problems. Some unreasonable demands are made against him. They try to get a share from him, and the offended entrepreneur leaves in general without creating either jobs or an enterprise. Such facts are taking place. This too must end. President İlham stressed that an entrepreneur must be sure that he will pay only state tax. You should work this way so that people are happy with you, that things go well in the districts, that there is development, creation, improvement. In this case, you will receive a high rating from me. What awaits you otherwise, you should always remember the fate of those who worked before you, stressed the head of our state, and noted the importance of strengthening public control. Rafiq Jalilov and Rashad Taghiyev expressed gratitude to the head of our state for the trust placed in them, assured that they would justify this great trust.
Defense Minister Zakir Hasanov, who is on a visit to brotherly country at the invitation of Turkey's Minister of National Defense, Hulusi Akar, observed the Taurus Falcon 2021 joint fight tactical exercises. Speaking at the meeting, Defense Minister Zakir Hasanov said that Azerbaijani-Turkish relations are successfully developing under the leadership of the heads of two states. Relations are based on strategic partnership and consistent measures are being taken to build the army. Turkish National Defense Minister Hulusi Akar stressed the importance of bilateral military cooperation, noting that exercises are important for our servicemen in gaining experience. Following a meeting, the guests watched the practical part of the exercises. The world's largest trade fair of homemade textiles, interior fabrics and decorating materials, Ham Textile 2021, opened in Moscow, where Azerbaijani carpets are exhibited for the first time. Azerbaijan is represented by a single stand. 9 companies represent our country at the exhibition with the support of the Ministry of Economy and the Azerbaijan Export and Investment Promotion Foundation. At the opening of the exposition, Azerbaijan's trade representative in Russia, Ruslan Aliyev, expressed hope that Azerbaijani-Russian economic relations would develop not only in the export of food products but also in the textile industry. It was emphasized that the art of carpet weaving in Azerbaijan, deeply rooted in antiquity, has been rapidly developing in recent years. The exhibition features carpets made at the factories of Azerbaijan's largest manufacturer of handmade carpets, Azərxalça. Stressing that 21 enterprises of this area operate in Azerbaijan, the chairman of the board of the Azərxalça, Rəsmi Məmmədov, said that Azerbaijani carpets had been sent to the Russian market along the Silk Road for centuries. At the opening ceremony, it was noted that in 2010, on the initiative of the first Vice President of Azerbaijan, President of the Heydər Əliyev Foundation, Mehriban Aliyeva, Azerbaijani carpets were included in the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage list. 2,447 more cases of coronavirus infection have been recorded in Azerbaijan, while 3,428 people have recovered and discharged from the hospital, and 41 patients died. The overall confirmed cases in Azerbaijan have reached 447,725, with 389,977 recoveries and 6,167 deaths. The number of active infections is 40,965. To detect infection cases, overall 4,675,110 tests have been conducted in Azerbaijan. The task force under the Cabinet of Ministers reported. That was all for today. Thank you for being with us. Goodbye.